gamers. You guys hear me? Didn't like that reset. There we go. What's up, Pretend Passing? What's up, Jared? How y'all doing? What up, OP Braylon? Hope everybody's doing well today. I forgot to put chat on screen, so we're not going to have it on screen for the first attempt, unfortunately. What up, Kazan? How y'all doing? Some good news insofar as I have a new mic stand now, so my microphone won't be randomly falling over during the stream, and I don't have to keep it in a specific spot so it won't fall over. It's great news! Some very bad news. We talk about sad business before anybody else shows up. Yeah, I don't know. So currently, you may have remembered last weekend, we had 3 foster kittens. They are not in the room with me currently. And that is because they started losing weight on Thursday. And we, messaged the Humane Society saying, hey, these 3 all lost weight. There's this one, Tater Tot. They all had names at this point. We named them Tater Tot, Hash Brown, and Poutine. And Tater Tot was doing very poorly. He was continually losing weight, and we had been messaging the Humane Society. Oops, I didn't do that cut, but whatever. We had been messaging the Humane Society since Thursday saying, hey, this kitten's not doing well. Please let us get in for an appointment. I just forgot to do the chat window. I'll do it next attempt. I can't switch it during this attempt. Infinite Omniverse. That's all. So they got us in for an appointment on Sunday. We go to the doctor on Sunday. She's like, he is a little lethargic. He is a little dumpy. Let's give him vitamin B12. Let's give him an anti-nausea. And let's give him subcutaneous fluids, which usually will perk up a little guy. He didn't seem much different when we got home. And they gave us also, like, special food called, like, Nutrical, which is, like, very high calorie paste that he eats, and he seemed to like it. He wouldn't eat on his own, but we syringe fed him the required calories that he needed. And it didn't look like he threw anything up that we could tell. But when we woke up in the morning, he was completely limp. I woke up early to check on him at like 7 or like 6 something. And he was completely limp. He was awake. But we literally... So then the Humane Society had a, emergency line. We call the emergency line. They're like, a vet will come in at 8. And it was like 7. And I was like, he's not going to make it till 7. I'll tell you that right now. Like, I'm not a vet, and I'm 100% sure this is the truth. Right? And they go, okay... and so we rush him there. It's like a 25-minute drive. We rush him there. We're rubbing Caro syrup on his gums. It looked like he had diarrhea, and so we suspect that he pooped out any of the food that he got in him. We had the heat blasting in the car to warm him up. He was like perking up a little bit from the Caro syrup. And he was slightly more active, and got him into the vet. And about 45 minutes later, they called and said they had to put him down because he just he didn't have any fight left in him. Some of his organs had already started to shut down. Yeah, so they don't know what had such a turn, like what caused him to have such a turn. But it was really, yeah, it was tough for me to deal with. Then after that, you know, the other two kittens seemed fine, for the record. They were all very perky. They were, you know, they're having a little trouble eating, but we've had many kittens who've had some trouble eating, right? Where they don't want to eat all their food, and that's not enough. Like, you know, kittens can be very fragile if they're that small. And so we, you know, syringe fed them. We gave them some NutriCal. We gave them some special recovery food. And they were like chipper and doing well. But then they lost weight again, even though we fed them the correct amount of food. With syringe, made sure. And then the next morning when we woke up, they both had diarrhea. And we knew at that point, okay, this is going to turn into an emergency again. And so we had to... I had a direct, because of Tater Tot, we had a direct line to the vet. And I texted her and I said, listen, breakfast didn't go super badly. Like, they ate on their own a lot, but they both have diarrhea and they were both down from their weights on the previous night. So, like, we weigh them just before dinner every day. That's how it works. Or, you know, you're supposed to weigh them at the same time every single day. And we were weighing them at dinner. And so, you know, we weighed them at dinner and then we weighed them in the morning and they lost like 20 grams. And we were like, okay, hey, text the vet. These guys are going down. Like, we think that a professional should get in and support them with different injections. Like, and I mean, personally, I'm comfortable with doing subcutaneous injections. I've done it many times, but the vet opted to take the two of them, to take hash brown and poutine. Sorry. Until they're doing a little better. And so they're going to be with her until they're a little better on Thursday or Friday, probably. And then we'll have them back, hopefully. Because she said, yeah, she messaged me this morning to tell me how they were doing. I got to fix chat, right? You guys should be able to see chat now. There we go. I mean, we haven't had anyone that bad before, so that was really, really difficult to handle, to be honest with you. That was like... I was driving very quickly, probably too quicker than I should have, to get Tater Tot to the vet. We were a couple of seeds early, pretty close on our advances. I'll do an adjustment, heck it, right? He was a really sweet little kitten. I feel very bad. I was struggling to like cope with it in terms of like the reality of life. In the sense, like, there is just so much unnecessary suffering in the world. This kitten was born and died. Like, I gave him a good home for like 2 days or 3 days or 4 days, however long we had. But it was just like, I was like struggling to cope with it. I was like, this kitten, and like, you know, the vet was telling me, the vet was telling Amanda and I, is like, you guys did a great job with these kittens. It's not from you. This is something that happens all the time. She goes, you know, 40% of wild kittens just die. And she goes, you know, getting them into fosters, that gets down to 10 to 15%. And I was like, that's still so many. And it was just like, it's just like so sad. It's just like, why is there all this unnecessary suffering in the world? Like, this is, like, yeah. And so like, and I remember, cause I was talking to Amanda about it, and I was saying something like, I was saying something akin to, you know, with my cat Asiago, who passed away, Asiago passed away last year. Actually, this year, excuse me. Wow. It's been a long year. Asiago has passed away this year in like February. And like, yes, Asiago got cancer at a young age. He was like 6 or something. My game just froze. Asiago passed away when he was like 6. He had an insanely aggressive cancer. And it was just like, you know, it was unfortunate, but like, it's easier to rationalize Asiago's life because Asiago lived to be a 6-year-old cat from his whole life, and he had a loving home literally the entire time, right? We adopted Asiago when he was 7 months old, I think. So we adopted Asiago when he was 7 months old. I didn't like that hit, by the way. He had, you know, it's understands like, why is my cat suffering like this? Why does this happen to my cat? Why does this happen to the cat? Cat doesn't understand. Like, at least Asiago had like a long, like not long, but like a good length, healthy life with a family who loved him. Like, what the heck? I feel very bad about that for Tater Tot. And it's just like hard to rationalize, you know? It's like, why does this happen? And it's like, ultimately the answer is there is no reason, right? Like the ultimate answer is there is no reason to the universe, and like life and like suffering doesn't have to have a reason. Like, that's the actual answer, right? That I can come up with. It's like, it's just random, it's just unlucky. It's like coming to the idea that like things need to happen for a reason is just like, it is like just a way for the human psyche to cope, I think, right? Even me rationalizing it, saying there is no reason, because first of all, like, the truth is I don't know. Obviously, I don't believe in God, and I think even if there is a God, the descriptions that we have of said God are probably not accurate, to say the least. But like, even me saying like there is no reason, it's just random, and this cat just got unlucky, like, even that is like a coping mechanism, because like, it's not like I understand the true nature of the universe, right? Like, even our smartest physicists they do a good job trying to understand it, but even they don't understand the true nature of everything yet, right? So yeah. Yo, what up, Chris? Yeah, but like, my point was, even what I was saying right then was a way to cope with the kitten dying, right? I don't know what instrumentalism is. I'm only very low knowledgeable on the philosophy skill tree. I'm a pretty hardcore determinist. I mean, I took some like advanced philosophy classes in like high school, but like that was advanced for a high schooler, not for like an adult human being, you know what I mean? Like the first time you take theory of knowledge in like high school is like insane. Like you get the teacher asking you to prove that they exist. Or like, you know, it's just like fun. I don't know. I like philosophy, but like on a very casual level, similar to physics, right? Thanks, Samantha. I appreciate you. I mean, we're gonna get to see the other kittens. They don't make metaphysical claims despite riding on its coattails. Oh, interesting. You're not... So, a scientist isn't making a metaphysical claim despite being that... Despite that being the thing that they're studying? Well, I guess it's hard to understand the nature of the universe from... being inside of it, right? Like, you can understand why things are happening within it, but... Absurdist? How would anything exist if there was an absurdist? Oh. Well, I guess that makes sense, right? Because you can't... Right? The idea that our senses function to observe the true nature of the way that things are is in and of itself like a... Did that person turn? Or is that just a flower going? Oh my gosh, I hate that this keeps happening. Is like an assumption about... I forget what they're called, like the base level beliefs. Don't they begin with a P? Good morning, Cobalt. How are you doing today? Or is it a level above that where you... Well, I mean, technically, all the current instruments, I would argue technically that's true, right, Chris? That all current instrumentation is just an approximation, right? Because none of the instrumentation... I mean, I think even most physicists would say at the moment that, like, none of the... they don't believe any current realities they discovered is the truth, right? By the way, gamers, if you're having a good time, you want to help out the stream, consider hitting the like button. It's a free way to help me out. I'm going to be streaming all this week. You guys are going to be getting a mega long stream on PLZA release day. When Pokemon Legends ZA releases, I'm going to be streaming it all day. I'm going to try and beat it as fast as possible to try and beat the game and start building a competitive team in it to see what... Because I assume building a competitive team in Legends ZA is going to take some work. And I also assume it's going to be radically different than building a competitive team in the main games. Like, I imagine it's all different and weird. Science has ID'd real patterns in nature. Yeah, I would say that most scientists would say it looks like we've ID'd. It looks like we've ID'd real patterns, but it's very difficult to know that we have because of the way our science works, right? Getting to like a fundamental truth with the current process is like like a true fundamental truth with the current process is like not easy, right? Like, I think you have to accept that it's like hard to get that type of truth. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be skipping it just because they don't want to see spoilers, but I will be streaming at 6 a.m. EST. I'm going to do, unfortunately for the poor retail workers, I am doing a midnight pickup so that I will have the game immediately at launch. Okay, we were quite a bit late on our seed. I'm also going to have a new video guide out tomorrow. So look forward to that new video. Gen 4 guide. The way I like to think about it is if we're in the Matrix and we have no way to know, does it matter? Yeah, no. I mean, I agree. What I'm saying more so is like, I do think it's important that they acknowledge that the way that we are doing the research doesn't exclude the fact that it is, that we are in the Matrix, if that makes sense, right? Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like most scientists just don't want to seem like they are claiming to know things that they can't know or don't know, right? Oops. Carcinization. Crabs are such funny little guys. Actually, I remember, you know, a lot of scientists have said something to the... I've been thinking about this, and you guys can tell me what you think. I was thinking about this because a lot of scientists have said this like thing, or like, I don't want to say that they're scientists, but they're like science communicators who probably did some science at some point in their life. And like Neil deGrasse is a PhD haver, right? How much does he practice science anymore? Like, you know, I don't know. So I don't know how you define a scientist, whatever. I'm being so wishy-washy about my terms at this point, but anyway, the point is, thank you, Atsuko, I appreciate you. So what I'm trying to say about this is, a lot of these people who like communicate science have said like, if God appeared before me, like, I would be the first one to believe it as evidence, like, and I would want to believe it, but the problem with God is that there is no evidence that can prove or disprove God, right? And they were like, if God came down before me and said, yeah, I'm God, I believe, like, then okay, yeah, I'm a believer. But like, would you be a believer? Like, I've thought about this before. It's like, if I have an experience where I physically see a being that I think that is God, I think I'm more likely to believe that I'm literally hallucinating and I should go to a doctor immediately rather than accept that it's God. Or if a real physical being that other people could see was in front of me, performing miraculous tasks like changing the shape of the cloud or turning water into wine, right? I'm probably still like, okay, you have technology that I don't understand, right? Even if they could prove to me that they made the universe, I don't know, like, I would accept that that is a definition of God, but I don't necessarily know that I would believe that they are God in the same way, if that makes sense. Because a lot of people believe God to be like this, a very specific thing, right? This is interesting. It was just interesting to think about having that realization that God would actually, even if they showed up directly to me, would have to do a lot of work to prove that they are in fact God. Like, a lot more work than I originally thought. There's a fun thing to think about, right? Yes, this is Sonic 3 music. Yeah, I'm also gonna pick Totodile. So for the record, with So for the record, it's okay to talk about Pokemon Legends spoilers that are official. So what I'm talking about is if it was shown in a trailer, if it was shown in the website. What's up, Bobby? How you doing? If it was shown in the website, it was shown in a trailer, it was shown in official media, even if it wasn't shown in English, totally fine to talk about. Totally fine to talk about. Do not share any leak information from the game being out. Like, my Papa Hefe is currently playing the game right now. I can tell you that. So don't share any information about that. I do not want anybody spoiled. I literally almost I thought about getting it, to say the least. I thought about getting it because I really want to be able to build a team in competitive as fast as possible. I want to build a team as fast as possible in competitive, and I was pretty sure that I could play it on Emunand and then transfer the save to Sysnand and then transfer it to Switch 2 and it wouldn't do anything. But the ultimate reason I decided to not do, actually, for what I've heard, to be honest, I've heard it runs pretty well on Switch 1. But I heard it runs really well on Switch 1. I heard it runs fine. It's like nothing like Scarlet Violet. But the actual thing was, I wasn't sure that would be a safe way to transfer a save file without getting my Switch 2 banned. And also, I do want to play it on the Switch 2. Even though I heard it runs very well on the Switch 1, I'm very interested in having the best possible positive experience for this game, and that would be on the Switch 2. I'm sure of that. I'll tell you that. I definitely don't think that there is a cure for cancer and that the government destroyed it, by the way, OP Brayloom. Please understand how many people would have to conspiratorially be, like, most conspiracies, there's just no way there's a cure for cancer. That's an insane thing to think, to be honest with you. It was documented. I don't believe you. I think you should actually, like, go look stuff up. Twitter stinks. Bad website. I haven't got many good attempts in today. Can I get a nature, or can I get an on seed? We were one seed early. That's not so bad. Alt cancer cures are so prolific, the FDA has a list spanning 187 plus fake drugs. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Steve Jobs literally died because of that, Chris. That's why it's like it's such an insane thing to do. Steve Jobs literally had the most, like, curable cancer, caught it super early. Caught it super early and decided, I'm going to become a Jain, which is where you only eat nuts and fruits, which are things that don't get killed. I don't understand. He didn't have brain cancer. Like, how did he become stupid? Like, I don't get it, man. It's crazy. And my favorite part is he did chemo at the end after he realized he was dying. It's so insane. I don't get it, man. It like truly, it doesn't make any sense. I just cannot understand what's going on. Who convinced him? How was he convinced of it? I just don't know. Oops. Yeah, but why did he believe it? That's the crazy part. Yeah, I guess I've learned that. I guess I've learned that through the American political system. Well. No, I didn't, Bobby. That's really cool. The decline of Pokemon was because of Junichi Masuda's resignation? When did he resign? It would have been recently, wouldn't it have been? I think the team who develops the Pokemon games have had the incorrect approach for a very long time, in the sense that, like, they were very scared of, the team who developed the Pokemon games were very, very scared. What? But Junichi Masuda's been doing Pokemon stuff since Gen 5 or 6. What do you mean he resigned in Gen 5 or 6? What? How does that make any sense? Sales does not equal game quality. What up, Tin Ben? The thing is, the Switch is so, like, sales of a video game are in large part tied to, the console that it's on, right? Yeah, basically you can't use a repel on Grass Green Darkness because, repels, even if you're using a repel, the repel rejects an encounter that is spawned still, because repel uses a Pokemon's level. So it has to generate a Pokemon's level, and then after it generates the level, some RNG is consumed, and then it gets discarded, right? So cutting the grass avoids any extra RNG being advanced by wild encounters being generated and then discarded. Walking 2 steps and pausing is because I'm preventing the NPCs from randomly turning. And so that this way, effectively, even though I'm moving from one location to another over a slow period of time, I am fully avoiding any random NPC interference or any random Pokemon generation, and it's the same as being in, like, a quiet area. So I would say that the team who develops the Pokemon games have had the incorrect approach for some time now, in the sense that they have been very afraid of being, like, eaten up by like, mobile games, and they're very afraid of children's attention span. And they, like, for a really long time, like, thought that they had to, like, do a bunch of shit to, like, appeal to them, or that's what they thought. They really thought that like kids' attention spans were getting disintegrated, according to phones and stuff like that, and that Pokemon players wouldn't be interested in like post-game content or more involved content or things that took any amount of like difficulty or challenge or anything like that. And like, so they really switched up how they were doing the games. And like, I think that approach has clearly been proven incorrect because of, I don't want to say it's been proven incorrect, but I would say that Scarlet Violet and Pokemon Legends ZA did not really follow the same type of traditional formula as other Pokemon games in terms of their main gameplay loop. Do I think it's because Junichi Masuda stepped down? I mean, I don't know. He was like the director for Heart Gold. That game was gas. The popularity is not necessarily always what, again, like, if you ask me, Jake, what's your favorite Pokemon game? Like, it's the only new Pokemon game that I would say is up there with my favorites of all time is Legends Arceus, because that game is a major departure from the typical formula and what makes it fun. So it's like, would I say that Pokemon is on the decline in terms of an enjoyable game, a game series that I enjoy? Yes, I think they've got worse steadily since Gen 6. I do think X and Y are like a little bit worse. Like X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire are definitely not as good as what came before to me, but I wouldn't call them decline. But I think the Gen 7 games I think are just truly atrocious video games. Just truly horrible games. I do not like them. Sword and Shield are also pretty bad. Again, popularity does not necessarily League of Legends is very popular. I wouldn't call it a good video game, right? Like Fortnite is popular. I wouldn't call it a good video game. Like when I say something is a good video game, like what does a good video game mean? Like, is a good video game conceptually like a game that gets the most amount of people playing it? If that's your definition, that's fine. We don't have the same definition, right? A good video game is a video game that I'm playing and I'm enjoying for like a multiple different reason. And it doesn't actually even have to be multiple different reasons, but it's a game that I sit down and enjoy and play. No. I don't think it's willingness to release them led to a lower standard. I think their focus clearly changed. Like, I do not think that like Sun and Moon are not well-made video games. I think they are well-made. I think they are just bad, because you can tell this because every single route in Sun and Moon, and it's not just the first, people say it's just the first island, it's every island. Every single route you go to, every area you go to, you get stopped every time you enter a new route or every time you enter a new room for the NPC to tell you where to go, what to do, and what's in that place. And that's because they are afraid of people getting lost in the video game and having no attention span. Like they literally said that. And like, that's why for example, there's no roamer in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, right? They just give you a Lati in your party. And why do they just give you a Lati in your party? It's because they think that the roamer is like not good. Okay, we were really close. My advances were kind of off though. What the heck? Oh no, we were 4 late. No, we were like a little bit late. Okay, weird. So it's like it's a clear focus, like it's an intentional decision. I don't think anything has been, I would say that their Pokemon games were not poorly optimized. I would say Pokemon games were not poorly optimized until Scarlet and Violet. Like, X and Y and Sun and Moon, like, have you seen Sun and Moon on the 3DS? Sun and Moon runs really great, and has like really, really high visual fidelity for a 3DS game. Dude, the people who hate on the trees in Sword and Shield, I hate them. You guys are literally drooling idiots. Sword and Shield, are Sword and Shield ultra high fidelity? If you think Sun and Moon doesn't look good for the 3DS, we do not live on the same reality. Like, I actually don't know what reality that you live in. It's a very pretty looking 3DS game. Like, I have beef with the style. I don't like the, like, if you told me what is the best 3D style of Pokemon games, I would tell you it's... No, the actual detail's really good. It's a 3DS game. What are we are talking about different games. I agree the battles look a bit boring, but I think the overworld looks great in that game. I am cautiously optimistic about Legends ZA because Pokemon Legends Arceus is a really, really fun video game. And I think Pokemon Legends Arceus is great because of how focused it is. It is an extremely... Like, Scarlet and Violet tried to do a bunch of things. It has 3 different types, it has 3 different story campaigns. You're supposed to just, you know... The way catching Pokemon, I don't think it's particularly fun in that game. I don't think the exploration is particularly fun, right? Legends Arceus is a Pokemon game with really fun overworld movement. Legends Arceus is a game where you do one thing. You literally only do one thing. You catch Pokemon. All aspects of the game are revolved around the singular concept of catching Pokemon, where you just throw a Pokeball, you dodge roll, sneak up on a guy. Every game mechanic is focused purely around trying to catch Pokemon in as many ways as possible, and they're all exactly through the same lens in terms of the same way as possible, right? Like, the way that you catch them is by throwing a Pokeball at them, and if that fails, you go into a battle, but otherwise it'll catch them, and you can sneak up on them, you can like hide in the grass, you can dodge roll, you can run away from them, you can keep shucking them, you have to aim them. All the riding Pokemon let you move around in like really good movement, and so I think that type of focus was really, really great. And the actual act, it was almost like, I think Video Game Donkey said this, where he called Pokemon Legends Arceus like a weird third-person shooter, but for Pokemon. And I actually kind of agree with him. That is almost what it's like. It's like a cover shooter. Which it's really fun. It's like a cover shooter mixed with Monster Hunter, I would call it. Because it has like Monster Hunter dodge rolling, and like, you get afraid of the big Pokemon, like the alphas when you see them. So I don't need, I don't need Pokemon Legends ZA to be the same, but I just need it to be I need it to be a very focused experience that's not trying to do a million trillion things. And I want it to hold a steady frame. If this game doesn't hold a steady frame rate, I'm pissed, to say the least. I mean, I also don't like third-person shooters very much. But I agree with the description, and it was a way to get me. Green Darkness, the website, by the way, is called The 10 Lines. It's like it's not just an IV calculator, it's a full, online-only PokeFinder implementation for, all of Gen 3. It works for Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire, and Leaf Green. Why does there need to be other categories, Jacob? That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you the singular focus on the one gameplay loop makes it better. Like, that's literally what it makes it better than other Pokemon games, right? Well, like, if you like other aspects of Pokemon, like, if you really enjoyed the PvP battling, if you really enjoy EV training Pokemon, like, yes, it is missing those things. I totally agree. I understand what you're saying. But I think the benefit of now having a game like Champions is that you don't need, the games don't need to be doing everything. A lot of people complained about Legends Arceus visuals, but I think that game looks fine too. Yes, is it as good at the minimalistic art style as, like, Breath of the Wild? No. I mean, I've said this before, like, I don't think, Pokemon does not need to have a super high visual fidelity, for the record. Like, look at this game. Look at Ruby and Sapphire. I think most fans of Pokemon would say that they love Ruby Sapphire. They love the way that Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire look. I would not call Ruby and Sapphire particularly good-looking sprite-based games if you're trying to compare them to other, like, really well-done, well-animated GBA games. Like, have you looked at Wario Land 4, for example? Wario Land 4 is, like, such a fucking animated, baller, beautiful game. I think it looks so much better than this game, for example. But these look fine. I like the way these games look. These games look good. These are fine. I don't have any qualms with the way that this game looks. People think that Champions is just not going to have IVs, for the record. I've never played Pizza Tower. Warland 3 is the GOAT. No, my rankings go 4, 2, 3. And then I've never finished 1. And then I keep trying to play Wario Land Shake It. It looks like a game that I would like, but every time I try to boot up Wario Land Shake It, I just fall asleep. The assumption is that they're just all 31s all of the time, Shrey. Yeah. Oh, am I one early? No, there's just a fucking 3 IV guy being chilling here. I was pretty early on my seed. People nobody knows for sure that there is no IVs, for the record, Zach. It's just speculated right now. It won't mess up Trick Room teams. It's definitely a nerf to Trick Room teams because now Pokemon are less versatile insofar as how you can control their stats. Oh, and I don't even count the Virtual Boy one, but... What about Shake It, Kazan? Shake It's the only game that I could never get into. I mean, I like Wario Land 2, 3, and 4. All of them I like a lot. I don't know if I'll ever play the Virtual Boy one because it just looks like miserable to play in that color palette. Pokemon TCG game music, that game fucking rules. The Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy is one of the best, like, random spin-off games ever conceived. And the soundtrack rips, also for no reason. I've started GR2, but I've never finished it. I don't think the IV calculator will work without doing a search. In what scenarios are you using the IV calc without searching, though? Like, this is only for Gen 3, so it doesn't, like, I'm never, are you soft resetting in Gen 3, or, like, whatever? I'm never doing that. I understand in newer games, but still. I don't know, I've never tried it. Chiletta. I just, like, never really tried to play the Wario Land 1. Because I grew up with Wario Land 2. I love Wario Land 2. When I got my Game Boy, it came with, or, it didn't come with it. My parents, gave me my Game Boy Color with Wario Land 2 and Pokemon Blue. And so I love Wario Land, I love Wario Land 2. It's really, really fun. Wario Land 2 is one of the only games I've ever 100%ed. I was talking to Amanda about this, oh, that game fucking sucks, Chris. Oh my god. Man, that game blows. Master in Disguise, oh my god, terrible. I had the color Wario Land 2, it's the black cartridge. This music is just for Green Darkness, by the way. I did not like Master of Disguise. Amanda got it for me. She got me a bunch of Wario games for my birthday one year, and one of them was Master in Disguise. And I did not, I played it for 2 minutes, and I was like, wow, this is not fun. She also got me Wario Land 1, which I've still never played. Oops, whatever. It's one of the levels from Insane Aquarium. Have I ever played any Star Fox game? I mean, I've never played I've only played Star Fox 64. I never played the 2 SNES games. I've only played 64, and I've watched Amanda play Star Fox Adventure twice. No, it's not that I couldn't get into Wario Land 1. I think I just, when I started playing it, I wasn't in a mind space. I wasn't in a mind space to, like, enjoy a new thing. Star Fox Adventure is a game that gets a bad reputation for literally no reason. Honestly, the worst part of Star Fox Adventure is the spaceship levels. The actual Zelda part is pretty good. Yo, thank you for the 24 months, Shrey. I appreciate you. Everybody show some Blissy love to Shrey for 24 months. And if you want to support me as well, you could consider becoming a channel member. Shrey's at the Happini tier, which is only $1.99 a month. I get a bigger cut than Twitch does, and I made it cost less because I want to be inclusive. If we get 10 members, when I get this Registeel, I will clone it 10 times and trade it up to Scarlet and Violet and send it to random viewers. This is Tank 1 from Insane Aquarium, by the way. Alright. What up, Quiz Artist? How you doing? What do you mean, can I do older gens? No, it would just be like I'm booting up Scarlet and like doing a random code and giving it to people, like, and people type it in. That's how I would be doing it. What do you mean on all of my teams? I mean, I guess I could do it via Nightbot giveaway. Oh, my takes. You're talking about. I'm correct all the time. Every single take that I've ever had is correct all the time, always. This is all true. One seed late. Like 3 advances late. Burned my house in Minecraft 2 nights ago with an automatic lava trash can, so I'm rebuilding. Well, good luck on your interview, quiz artist. Yo, what up, Adricho? How you doing? So take on pineapple on pizza? I'm allergic to pineapple, can't eat it. I'm allergic to 2 things on this earth, and one of them is pineapple. Yeah, but like, why do I care, Bumblebee? Like, I agree that like the Gen 2 event mons being legal is silly. Not even just because of cartridge play, because I think they don't know how the RNG legality works for those devices. So they don't even know if all perfect IVs is like a theoretical possible outcome. So I think that like, oh, maybe it's like best if that metagame didn't allow those Pokemon. But also, hear me out, at the same time, I don't play the meta, so I don't have to care, right? Like, I have a small thought on it, but my thought would never be to rally people to support me for a metagame that I never play and I'm never going to play, right? But, I mean, generally my take on food, by the way, is you're allowed to enjoy what you want to enjoy. You know how many fucking Euroheads, you goddamn idiot Europeans, I've had insult me for insinuating that alcohol-free apple cider is superior to like a cold alcoholic cider, and it's just because you fucking EU losers have never in your life experienced the joy of warm mulled apple cider. Yeah, I saw him move. I'm just gonna do it anyway. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, I like a hard cider. A hard cider is good. But is there anything better than, like, having all of your house's windows open at 6 p.m. on an October evening and then drinking hot apple cider? Like, there's literally nothing better on planet Earth, I think. Like, literally, especially cider that's been flavored with cinnamon and, like, cloves and star anise, like I do it. Like, literally, there's nothing better on the whole planet. You sit there with a blanket on and you're just like, and the whole, you're just the happiest human who's ever been born. This is all true. I'm pretty sure they also don't have valid IV spreads for Gen 3 forward meta. Yes, they don't. Actually, one of the devs of Showdown commented on my video that I made about it, and he was like, well, it's not on purpose. But then they never fixed it. Gotta have a donut too. I'm actually a bit of an apple cider donut hater, but for the reason is stupid. And I can explain myself. We're gonna put my hair back because it's pissing me off. So, apple cider donuts do not taste like cider. I will die on this hill. They don't even have an apple flavor. So it's like, what's the point of the apple cider being included in the cider donut? Like, I'm a baker and I don't even know what the apple cider being added to it is doing. And I've been on the quest to create my own apple cider donut with an apple flavor, and I've been failing every year since I started. Yeah, I mean, a cider donut, like to me, a cider donut is basically a plain donut with like a cinnamon sugar seasoning on the outside that goes very well with the cider. I don't disagree with that. I don't need to have a cider with a donut though. Apple and whiskey will give you that cider taste. No, the whole point is to not have an alcoholic. Fucking Euroheads, bro, do not understand the nature of... Oh, another NPC moved. My life sucks. Fuck it, I'm just running. We're just sacking this run. I think cheeseburgers go well with fries. It's interesting that you said that cheeseburgers go well with fries, implying that the fry is the main dish and the cheeseburger is the side dish. Fucking Euroheads, bro. Always wanted the alcoholic cider. I'm telling you right now, warm cider is better than alcoholic cider. This is a fact of life. Is the only food take I'll disagree with forever on people about. So many NPCs moved. I don't even know why I'm continuing because it's this bad. I'm 21 and I stopped drinking a year ago. Well, if you were an alcoholic before 21, I think it's probably a good idea that you stop drinking. Ow, fuck. Okay, well that wasn't a year ago, right? That was 6 months ago, and I only know that because that's when my cat was born. Yeah, but you don't get drunk on regular cider. Well, I don't always need to get drunk. I can get drunk sometimes. Plus, if you want... I don't even know how much alcohol is served warm. Like, how much is alcohol served warm, by the way? I don't even know about it. Like, I've only had hot sake. Hot sake is the only alcohol that I've had warm. Sake can be served... Sake can be served cold or warm, but I like it warm. I occasionally contemplate giving up drinking. But it's not like I drink very often. Drinking alcohol is generally good for me in social settings because I'm so awkward in a social setting with other human beings. If I hit my seed, at least I'll be happy. I did hit the seed. No, I didn't. I was one early. God dang it. What do I think about Gen 5 OU? I don't know. Last time I played Gen 5 OU was a complete shit show. I mean, hard cider is also my go-to. Hard cider is my go-to drink. I do not like beer. I've maybe had 2 beers I've ever enjoyed. And they were all like ultra mega fruity flavored beers. I like sake. I like hot sake. It's good. It's very rare for me to have hot sake, though. I only get it if I'm at a Japanese restaurant. Well, that's really cool. I have had... There's like a pretty famous Michigan hard cider mill that I've been to this year. One of the Blake's hard cider mills I went to. There's a couple of them. That was expensive. That was more expensive than my local place, but it was pretty good. I mean, I like Blake's hard cider, by the way. Like, generally, I like their hard ciders. They're pretty good. Alright, later, Green Darkness. Appreciate you stopping by, bro. I like rum. The hard liquor that I like the most is, I like Scotch a lot. Is my go-to hard liquor if I drink it ever. Yeah, Blake's was like $40 or something for a half bushel bag, which is crazy. Because at my like local farm, like I live like pretty close to a I live pretty close to a apple orchard, and it's like $15 for a half bushel bag. But we did get to take Semolina to the cider place because it was a pet friendly one. We took her apple picking. That was fun. I actually expect Pokemon to never get a new type added, by the way. What? Semolina loved it. Semolina is a attention Gorblin who... I could pull up the pictures at the end of this one. What's up, Samus? How you doing? Going for a perfect Registeel in Sapphire. Nope. Yeah, Semolina loves going. We took her apple picking at our regular orchard, too, that we go to. That's, like, pretty close to us. We've taken her to a lot of places. We've taken her to, there's a huge park, in the city, not in the city, like, near the city. In a city that I live near, there's a giant park. We've taken her to it multiple times. We've taken her to my local park multiple times. We took her to multiple garage sales. Turns out Michigan, huge on garage sales. We've taken her to... Where did we take her to? No. Leash. Leash only. We don't even ever let her outside unless she's with us on a leash. She goes on a leash in a with a harness, and then she has a backpack that she's allowed to get into as well. If there's like too many loud noises, she'll usually climb up on us and jump in the backpack. Yeah, it would not be safe to have a cat on with no leash. I don't think I would. I don't think even if I end up, because I've been doing recall training with her to get her to like listen to like Come Here and stuff like that. Even if I get her to be perfect 100% on that, always listen to me recall. I don't think I would be comfortable doing her off leash in my own front yard. Like, even if I have whenever I get a dog one day, I will never be happy with a dog doing that. Being off leash. She goes anywhere that it's pet friendly. Anywhere that a dog is allowed, we take her. We've had multiple picnics with her where we go to the local park, sit by the water, and she's next to us while we eat our fucking paninis that I made, like, 10 minutes prior, right? Oh, we took her to like a farmer's market. We took her to, I think I posted it on B-Sky. This is Semolina. She's wearing a harness. It just doesn't look like it. Her harness goes around her belly and her neck. This is a really good pick. It really looks like there's no harness in this picture, but I swear to God there is. This is at Blake's orchard. Yeah, I thought they were cute pictures. We're on seed finally. Oh my lord. Cats and Ents would be natural allies. That's crazy. Also probably true. Oh yeah, Semolina is the best. Oops. Oh, this is a concert I went to in downtown Detroit. Fucking awesome venue, by the way. This is the first time Semolina ever played with Saffron. Saffron did not like Asiago very much at all, and she plays with her occasionally. Is that the fox? No, the venue... Were you asking the venue name or the band? The band is called The Darkness. No, the venue is was St. Andrew's Hall. In downtown Detroit. Like near Greektown. Where all the Greek restaurants are. +1? What is this? Okay, weird. Oh, St. Andrew's Hall was really nice. I was actually surprised at how nice Detroit was. As someone who hasn't come from Michigan. As someone who hasn't come from Michigan, downtown Detroit was very nice. I was like shocked because I only heard negative things about Detroit. And the first time I go to it, I was like, wait, it's nice here. What happened? Did everybody lie to me? Turns out everybody lied. I mean, I'm sure there's not nice parts of it, but still. I would say it's the downtown area of Detroit specifically is pretty nice. I don't know how the rest of it is, obviously, and I'm sure there's shit parts still, but yeah. Downtown Detroit, very nice. Greektown, very, very nice. I liked Greektown a lot. Went to a really good restaurant in Greektown. I mean, listen, it's a small downtown, but I'm used to New York City, where all of Manhattan is basically a downtown, right? So everything's gonna look small. It's bigger than the city I live in, I'll tell you that. Cats and Ents would be natural allies. NYC is gigantic and sucks balls. I don't like it there. I've never liked New York City. I never will like it. It's too big. There's too many people. Even other big cities are much smaller than New York City. New York City also just has like a vibe where it doesn't feel safe. Like, I felt safe in like the huge Italian cities that I went to. Like Rome and Firenze were fucking huge. And I felt safe in those, even at like 11 p.m. completely wasted. I felt like zero danger to me at all. Even like Boston feels safe, but like New York, I never felt safe in New York City. I don't know what it is. It's probably just like a me mental thing, but yeah. The thing is, if you grow up in New York City, you're not gonna feel unsafe there. Oh, I got a random movement and I stepped in the grass. I farked it. I mean, Chris, you've seen the house I grew up in, like fucking bougie ass, white ass, looking ass. Like, I was not raised to be comfortable in a city. I mean, I've been to the city before. I'm comfortable with the area around Grand Central pretty well at this point because I've been to it so many times. Like one of the only times I would go into the city for something that was for the Bryant Park Christmas markets. There's a park basically right next to Grand Central Station called Bryant Park that puts up a temporary ice rink and has individual really small seller booths for like random stuff that are good for Christmas shopping. And so Amanda and I would go every year. We'd do Christmas shopping. We'd get hot apple cider. Again, Euro heads. It's not alcoholic. Could also get hot chocolate. We went 2 years ago when we were still in New York. We went with my friend Blake, unrelated to Blake's cider, and him and his fiance got hot chocolate instead of cider because they're Floridians. They didn't know about it, right? They thought cider was just appy juice. Saffron and similar. Look at this picture of Saffron. Isn't she cute? A good picture of her. That's Bem Bem. All cat. Yeah, I love my kitties. People just don't know about Saffron because she hides all the time. That's how she be, though. Look at Bem Bem. Semolina! Psst, 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 psst. Semolina! Dang it. Oh, this is a toughie, boys. You get Registeel in 5 tries. I don't even know if I have 5 tries left in me, to be honest with you. She is not outside. She is probably sleeping under the window right now, if I had to guess. Alright. Seed early on frame, I think. Yeah. We are locked in. I am dialed in, I'll say that much. If y'all are having a good time, please remember to hit the like button and share the stream around. And if you really like the stream, consider becoming a channel member. It's only $1.99 a month. Get access to behind-the-scenes content, you get access to my videos early, and more. Get access to emoji that you could spam, and if we get 10 members, I will be giving away this Registeel. Silksong. So far, the complaints about Silksong's difficulty, I'll say, are overblown in my opinion. I was expecting this to be the hardest fucking game I've ever played. But I think the difficulty so far is similar to Hollow Knight. I don't know. I've really only had 2 bosses take me an absurd amount of tries, I would say. Like, yeah, every boss doing 2 damage is kind of crazy, but also, like, just dodge them. And also, Bind, I think Bind is so much more powerful than the heal, the focus from Hollow Knight. Instant 3 health is, like, huge value. I think that Silksong is more frustrating on purpose. Not just from like runbacks and not just from difficult bosses, but Silksong has like a lot of complete horseshit in it that is like very strange. Like it has so many trap benches. It is like a not small amount of trap benches. I actually have more of a problem with shards than rosaries, but Silksong also has a lot of paid benches, but yeah. I don't know. I just run out of my shards a lot with the weapons. I'm thinking there has to be like a... And I accidentally broke the statue the guy made of me. I'm so sad. I broke it into 60 shards. I didn't mean to. I bought a bunch of shard bundles. And then I was breaking all of them, and I just kept holding A, and I broke the one that he gave me. Of a statue of me for 60 shards. I felt bad. Sherma is free of sin. The last judge and the judge enemies, I think, wouldn't hurt you if you had no sin, right? That's my thought. I don't know what the possession bit is. Well, I haven't finished the game yet, Chris, so I don't know what the singing has to do with anything, but obviously there's a theme about song because I mean, it's called the Choral Chambers. I'm taking my time with it. I usually only play Silksong like an hour a day or so. I basically usually explore an area and beat a boss or get to a boss. And that's my Silksong for the day. Like yesterday I played. I found an area between Greymoor and the Underworks. And I fought the boss there. I think that was yesterday. No. Yesterday I fought the boss in Sinner's Road. That's what it was. Who was fine. Generally, I don't like bosses that have waves of enemies before them. It's kind of annoying. They can have ats during the fight, but like waves of enemies before it, because most of the time the waves of enemies aren't hard. It's just like an attrition thing and like a focus thing. But yeah, like to me so far, the only boss that I've like really had a standout issue with and like been scared shitless of, when I fought it the time, not the first time, but the second time I guess it would have been, was Savage Beastfly 2. Really fucked me up. But like in Hollow Knight, I had multiple times I found bosses and I turned around and went and got other stuff, because like in Hollow Knight, the Soul Sanctum boss, I had to stop fighting. I could not beat him. I had to go explore. I could not beat Nightmare King Grim. I had to go get every charm and toy around with combinations. Who else? I had a really hard time with White Defender in Hollow Knight, the Dream version. I'm trying to think of who else. I took a break from fighting the Watchtower Guardians in Hollow Knight 1 as well. So far in Silksong, I've taken a break from one boss, and it was Savage Beastfly 2. I've never taken a break from any of the bosses. Otherwise, I was able to beat them in like 3, 4, or 5 tries. Dang it. I was hoping to get it. All right, let's see what we got. I don't know this one. 117 naughty. Your HP is dookie. Invalid HP. Oh. We're gonna go one more and then I'm done for today. But I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow again, I promise. I don't think I'm gonna do Registeel tomorrow. Obviously, less people are interested in it. I couldn't even crack 90 viewers today, so I'll come back with something a little more interesting tomorrow. Oh, I did not like that seed press. We're not going with that. Yeah, pretty much, cousin. I mean, I'll return to it. I want to get this at some point, so it's not a permanent quit. It's more like a I'll do something else. Where's the music? Might do a TGTV or another gen. I had a TGTV Jolteon that I was working on, right? Could go for that. This is the run. Well, thank you, Ellie. I would love for this to be the run, because then I wouldn't have to clone this. And then I'd be also done with this tedious task. I think that guy turned, by the way. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da. So funny, I use like these like marker like tile ideas as to what is the correct amount of spaces to go for 2 steps. It's interesting. Like I knew stepping past that place is 2 tiles. Oops. Oh. I don't even know if I have to, whatever I have to do for this, but my path is weird this time. I'm like messing up, I think, but I'm messing up in like inconsequential ways. I am working on a tutorial for this. That's why I'm trying to get this Registeel, right? I have gotten Pokemon via the painting method in Ruby Sapphire before. I've gotten like a 5IV Shiny Rayquaza. I've gotten a 5IV Shiny Latias. But the problem is, those were before the stepping technology and the grass cutting technology was discovered / invented. And so, I'm going for another Pokemon, which is Registeel, so that I, just for the purpose of a tutorial, and then whenever I get this Registeel, the tutorial is going up on retailrng.com. And then after that, I will have a video on... or like a guide on like static encounters, or not static, like wild encounters, like I got a 5 IV Swablu this way as well. And again, there's like some special tech, right? Like there's, and I haven't even, this video doesn't even cover the like caves and stuff. It doesn't even cover like what to do about areas where you have to take a step, and there is a potential for a wild encounter. So I think my wild will cover that, and then maybe after that I'll do just a pure extra credit articles on all of the ways to avoid getting into wild encounters and steps and prevent NPCs, something like that. Maybe just like a big document covering all of those things. But yeah, I have to succeed on this Registeel first. Yo, awesome, Rayman. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, it's the Dragon Ball Z Budokai music. I don't know if that's what relativity says, Ellie, but I appreciate the positivity towards me and my channel. Not it. Let's check. How close were we? If I'm 1 frame off, I will go again. Otherwise, I'm done for today. This is close, to be honest, I think. No, the HP's gotta be 126, right? For it to be close. One seed early, yeah. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you later.